Thank you. Ms. Duelfer, I'm really out of time, but let me ask you this.
Senator, you go ahead and take another minute or two.
Just
please do.
One question. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And that is this your final report, or are you planning on doing another report?
This is a comprehensive report, and I choose that word carefully because I think, as I mentioned, there's a couple of little remaining issues where I think we can usefully develop more information, and if we do, and if it's beneficial, we will, produce short addendums to this report.
Okay. And I'd like to follow up on Senator Lindsey Graham's question a few moments ago as well, and that is, he mentioned the weapons unaccounted for. WMD unaccounted for, and you may not be able to say how much is unaccounted for in this arena. I'd like at some point to get an answer to that. If you can say it here, I'd like to hear it, but if not, I'll be glad to get it later. But in your opinion, what happened to that WMD that's unaccounted for? What's your view of that?
The unaccounted weapons, really derives from the weapons which Iraq declared it had, but was not able to verify the disposition thereof. For example, there was 550, there were 550 155 millimeter artillery shells with mustard agent. They were not able to account for those to the UN. What happened to them? We may never really know. But as we find these residual chemical rounds, and we found I think about 53 in the past several months, some of these unaccounted for weapons may just turn up that way. They are not a significant threat.
Let me just be clear on that. Are these unaccounted for, these weapons that you found, the mustard gas, etc., is this pre-91?
They were produced before 1991, that's correct.
And this really is my last question because I'm indulging on the chairman's time here. But if I can follow up with Senator McCain's question, one of the things he says, basically we had two choices in Iraq. We could either keep the status quo or we could attack Saddam Hussein. I'm not trying to be oversimplistic, but I think that's essentially what he said. But would you agree with me that actually we did have a third option? And that is that we could have the world rededicate ourselves to the sanctions. In other words, to use your term, to stop the free fall, to plug the holes of the leaky, and there's been a lot of analogies used today, but the leaky vessel, whatever we called it earlier, couldn't we have done that and continue to thwart his ability to create WMD?
Sir, I'm really not in a position to answer that question. One thing I would point to, though, is the sanctions had a lot of effects far beyond addressing the Iraqi WMD capability. And when you see what happened to the Iraqi country, that particularly now that we're there, you have to take that into account as well.
Mr. Chairman, that's all I have. Thank you.